What's poppin', everybody? This is Saberwolf4. Welcome back to Expanded Pokemon Sets. For once, I'm making this video on time, and for those waiting on matches, don't worry, they'll be coming soon. But first, today, we're going to be looking at the third ever black and white set, and it is going to be Noble Victories. So right from the bat, I'm going to tell you guys this set is much, much better than Emergent Powers was. Emergent Powers, it had a few solid cards, a few broken cards actually, in the case of Max Potion and Pokemon Catcher. But for the most part, that set is very, very disappointing, pretty forgettable. I mean, I think if you would rank, black and white sets, Emergent Powers definitely is the bottom one, is just the worst. But today we're going to be talking about Noble Victories, not Emergent Powers. And as I always do, usually, give a little bit of history when it comes to these sets. This set was really hyped for a lot of people. When Emergent Powers came around, it was kind of disappointing, and people were already sort of preparing and looking forward to this set because it has a lot of interesting Stage 2 Pokemon, Stage 1s, and some powerful basic Pokemon too. But it pretty much all went to hell pretty quickly because after this set, we got Next Destinies, and the basic EXs with the large 170, 180 HP came out. The likes of Regigigas, Mewtwo, Reshiram, Kyurem, all those guys. Before Next Destinies, the game was pretty much, how it was always been. The Stage 2 Pokemon had a bigger emphasis. Yeah, there was level X's and stuff before, but with these black and white sets, people thought that what, we're just getting regular stage 2s, stage 1s, how it was with the case with the primes and Heart Gold Soul Silver. Nobody expected EXs were going to be coming back in that basic form with all the large HP. So this set, to be honest, I know that it harbors some of my favorite cards. But I don't know where to start, to be honest. I guess the biggest card I should talk about, my favorite one, is this Electric here. The card that basically just makes this set for me. So Electric with Dynamotor, it's kind of a very famous card, very competitive card for its time. You can still use it today and expand it too, to be honest. I mean, I wish I had the Reshiram Zekrom GX to show you guys how you use that Pokemon with this dude. But Electric in here with the Dynamotor ability, once during your turn you could attach a lightning energy from your Disc Ball to one of your Pokemon. So it's this sort of fire starter ability that started with Blaziken in EX Ruby Sapphire. Bronzong later had this for metal energies. Right now there's Malamar that does this. His famous ability, powerful ability. This Pokemon did it for lightning energy. And pretty soon, when, Zekrom EX, when Rayquaza EX came out in Drakus Exalted, this Pokemon was like the hottest stage 1, you could say, or one of the hottest ones. Now, during this time, with Noble Victories being the latest set, obviously you could use this with the basic Zekrom, the regular Zekrom, in the black and white set with 130 HP that could hit for 120. I mean, it was pretty damn good. It was essentially going to be how the Reshifusion deck was, only much faster since this was just a stage 1. So Electric obviously was a very, very powerful card from this set, even at this early stage. Just extremely good, an ability like this. It's one of the best cards in Expanded, even, well, I guess not today, but for me, it's very relevant. Let's just say that. I still use it. But this is the most iconic card for me from this set. But there's just plenty more. I mean, let's look at these Electros too while I'm here. I'm pretty sure this is a rare holo. Oh, fuck. It's not going to show us. That sucks. But it doesn't do much. I guess Wild Charge, 90. You do 10. And then Acid, Prevent and Retreat. But there's just so many interesting Pokemon. We got the basic Kyurem in here, the original sort of basic Kyurem. Very similar to Reshiram and Zekrom. You got that outrage attack. For just a DC, you do 20, and then for every damage counters, you do 10 more. Was busted back then, and it's pretty good even today. 130 HP, and the 2 retreat cost it's shared with the other legendaries. And then Glaciate. This attack for 2 water energy and another colorless energy. You're going to do 30 damage to all of your opponent's Pokemon. Now, this is a very strong spreading attack. It was especially strong back then. I mean, there wasn't even any Mr. Mime. It would be a while before that guy came out in Plasma Storm. So, pretty powerful. I mean, once again, Feraligatr Prime from Heart Gold Soul Silver was around. You could just use that guy with this. And you guys can see there were so many different, energy acceleration combinations. And you would use, the stage 2s and the stage 1s, support, and just use these basic Pokemon as the attackers. Eventually, we'd get the EXs, and they would be the stars. But even during this time, you could make these sort of decks with these basic Pokemon in mind. So, Kyurem, definitely good from this set. Big card. And then we got some other legendaries, if I can find them. The legendary, four-legged beasts, I guess, from Black and White. I don't like to call them dogs because they're not dogs. That's from Johto. But we got Virizion here. Good card. This would later get released in Legendary Treasures, I'm pretty sure. It gets a copy over there. And it also gets a secret rare shiny, the pink one in Plasma Blast. I'm pretty sure it's Plasma Blast. It looks really good. I wish I had it. But you can do double draw 2 cards, decent little attack, and then Leaf Wall Up, 40 for 2, and then during your next turn, this will be 80 for 2. Not the greatest of the 3, but even back then it was pretty solid. 110 HP, water resistance, only 1 retreat. Wasn't a bad Pokemon. It's just grass Pokemon weren't the greatest when fire was so strong back then. But this is the first legendary. Let's find. Let's talk about Victini since you're here, and then I'll talk about the other ones. This one is the one with Victory Star. So the original Victini also came in here, I'm pretty sure. So Victory Star, many of you will know this Pokemon. Got reprinted in Legendary Treasures 2. And we got another one in Guardians Rising, pretty much almost the same. Once during your turn, after you flip any coin for an attack, you can ignore the coin flip and then flip again. So if you got tails, you can flip again and try and get heads. So this card was used in a lot of these, coin flip Pokemon decks. I think we get some of the max Pokemon with the crazy coin flip attacks too. But it definitely saw play in various decks. I remember Puka using it in a lot of stuff, trying it out. Good times. I'm pretty sure it's a rare holo from this set too, so it was hot. The black and white cards, they've got this sort of background, this sort of floor here, the tiles and stuff. Let's see, you got the ones in, oh shit, looks like we clicked 2 times. You got the ones on Kyurem too. We can see again. There's the tiles and stuff. It's a sort of black and white, you could say, holo artwork. It was kind of cool. But moving on, let's find the other legendaries in here. We got... Where the fuck are you? Okay, there's Terrakion. Big guy. Very big guy from this set. So this dude, 130 HP, large. Had 4 retreat costs though, which was freaking high. Grass weakness. And the big thing on this dude was with the retaliate attack. It's the kind of revenge attack. You do 30 for 2, but if one of your Pokemon got knocked out, you're going to do 60 more damage, so 90. Nowadays, revenge attacks usually just go to like 120. You do like 90 plus. Back then, it did like 60, so you were going to do 90. But this was going to be pretty significant when Darkrai came out. This dude was going to be able to kill him in one shot. And just doing 90 as a revenge attack was still strong anyway. There was other fighting weak Pokemon too, like Zekrom, of course. This guy was gonna kill the dude, and other Pokemon. So very, very strong. This guy was very strong for a good while fighting tech Pokemon. And then the last legendary beast, Cobalion. This one's my favorite, is the one I use the most in decks like Bronzong, in Expanded and stuff, because of his Iron Breaker attack. Now, I think this was the first time we got this type of an effect. You would never see something like this in the DP days, and especially the EX days. With Iron Breaker, you do 80 for 3, respectable, and the defending Pokemon can't attack at all during your opponent's next turn. So they gotta switch, they gotta do something to get over this effect, but if they do nothing, they pretty much can't attack. And you can keep using this attack turn after turn. So, it's pretty good. 120 HP to retreat, metal Pokemon psychic resistance, and energy press, the first attack, was also pretty good. 20 damage, and then 20 more for each energy attached to the defending Pokemon. So two very, very good attacks on just a metal basic. Excellent Pokemon. And man, already all of the Pokemon we looked at are great, and there's just plenty more. Trust me, there's plenty more. This set is just, it's a lot better than, I don't know, I think people maybe realize. It's one of the better black and white sets, even though it doesn't include EXs. I mean, like I've said, many of the cards became irrelevant pretty quickly, but we have a lot of good shit. So Leaveney. So this is the good Leaveney from black and white. Leaf Tailor. Each of your Pokemon that have any energy attached to it have no weakness. And I think this also came in Legendary Treasures as an alternate art reprint. So stage 2, but it was one of the ways that you could block weaknesses on your Pokemon. I guess grass Pokemon could use this to help against fire, but it wouldn't be that great. It was there though, another rare holo. Let's see, we got Lilligant. Do you do something? No, you're not the good one. Let's see. Get another Victini here. This one is the one with V-Create too. Wow, so this one is from this set too. So this, you needed to have a full bench to use this attack, but it was going to do 100 for 2. And this later on was relevant in to hit Pokemon like Virizion EX and Genesect EX and kill them in one shot. So, good tech Pokemon if you use fire energies. So, another excellent card here. Great tech. Then we got some of the fossils. I know which one is the good one. But let's look at Zipstriker too. I think you're the one that... let's see... No, it's not the one that locks items. Man, there's 3 freaking Victini cards in here. This one is Psychic. God damn. This V-Blast. This dude is a coin flip guy. And if you get tails, it doesn't do anything. But if you get both heads, it's 120 for 1. Very, very impressive. Very, very luck-based, I should say. Okay, and then we got this Cofagrigus with durable body. If this Pokemon will be knocked out by damage, flip a coin. It's going to survive with 10 HP. Let's see, we got the other Cofagrigus. This one just attacks Damagrigus. Move all damage counters from one of your bench Pokemon to the defending Pokemon. Man, almost like Mewtwo EX's attack, only this one is much weaker since it's a stage 1 and 90 HP. It's gotta be from one of your bench Pokemon actually, yeah, so interesting. We got a Garbodor. No, it's not the Garbotoxin one. This one just does gentle wrap apparently. But let's find some of the other great cards that are in here, like this Chandelure. So this one was also used in the deck. I'm not completely familiar with it because, like I've said, I wasn't exactly playing. back then. But I've seen this card used and expanded before, and even when it wasn't standard before rotated out, I did manage to catch up to it, I think. Or did I? I mean, when I got back in Legendary Treasures, no, I think it rotated out by then. It was Dark Explorers on. But what this card does with Cursed Shadow, once during your turn, if this dude is active, you can put 3 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. So what you would try and do, with one of the things I guess you could do with this is, have it in the active position, put 3 damage counters, and then, maybe retreat, promote another dude, put 3 damage counters again, or, there was Pokemon like, what was this guy used with? Cofagrigus, I believe, another Cofagrigus. I'm not too sure, but you guys can see this ability is pretty good. Putting 3 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. The attack isn't too great. Man, I'm just trying to remember what the combo was with this card. What that deck was. God, I don't remember. But trust me, this card was good. Man, I just suck. I suck at remembering sometimes. Okay, next big guy, Conkeldurr, another crazy card from this set. So this one I'm a little bit more familiar with, because it was you got this as a theme deck in TCG Online, and it was basically this guy as the boss. So this was the first card that really just gave us the opportunity to go over 200 HP. With Craftsmanship, this guy was going to get 20 more HP for each fighting energy attached to it. So if you just had 4, which it was required if you're going to attack with it, this guy would have like 220 HP, and you could just keep attaching energies. It was going to keep getting stronger. Top down, kind of, 80 for 4, and then coin flip. For each heads, you flip a coin until you get tails, and for each heads, you were going to discard cards from your opponent's deck. I mean, this dude is definitely a tank Pokemon. It just screams, I'm a tank, use me as a tank, with that ability. And I remember there was I forgot the dude's name, but he won like a nationals event, I think, in the U.S. With Lux Chomp, and there was an article that was pretty cool and 6 prizes. And it says, you look at this card, and you're thinking, okay, how many tournaments did this win? And it's actually 0. They made a card like this, and then the next set, Mewtwo EX came out. So, Pokemon that had potential, but, like I've said, with the direction the TCG was going, this Noble Victories set, it almost seems like, why did they even bother? I don't know. But, 140 HP, pretty high even without the ability. It was a solid Pokemon. It had potential as a tank. It's just too bad it couldn't do much. And then Archeops, this famous card is also here. One of the cards that got banned. I think it might still be banned today, or maybe they brought this back because they banned Maxi, but this Pokemon does have a very powerful broken ability, Ancient Power. Each player can't play any Pokemon from his or her hand to evolve. So, when Maxi eventually came out and then people could just get this out turn 1, you can imagine how busted an ability like this was. It was just balanced out that it was a fossil. And, Maxi is the problem, not this card. But yeah, I think this is just one of the cards that I guess did nothing when it came out, and then all of a sudden it became broken with Maxi. Right. But another card that came in here, then we got Landorus. This dude, Abidan Harvest, attach a basic energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon, and then Gaia Hammer 80, and then 10 damage to each bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent. I mean, compared to Terrakion, this guy doesn't seem so great. Looks pretty cool though, I'll admit that. And I guess you could do high damage. Fighting energy acceleration, though, was non-existent. So unless I'm missing something again, but I don't think this guy was that great compared to the other legends. And then we got Hydreigon, another interesting Pokemon. This dude actually shares the ability that the base set Charizard had, and many few cards had that kind of ability. All energy attached to this Pokemon are dark energy. So what you could essentially do is just attach a DC, and it would count as two darkness energies. So you slap two DCs, and this guy's ready to attack. You do 60 damage and 40 damage to two of your opponent's bench Pokemon. That's not bad by all means. It was going to be 140 damage total for 4 energy. And like I've said, you can use DC to help with the cost. 150 HP was pretty high back then too. You know, this guy could have been another decent stage 2. But like I said, next Destinies threw all that shit out the window. Ah, there's this guy too, Durant, Devour. It's okay. This guy, basically for a while, Durant was actually the strongest deck. I'm pretty sure I remember that right. Deck got deck because it was just so fast. You fill the bench with these guys, and then you discard so many cards so quickly of your opponent's deck. Fuck this card, as a general rule. But, it was another significant card from this set. And then we got Haxorus, the last dragon colorless Pokemon. I'm pretty sure this dude was the one. Yeah. Because then we got Next Destinies. I don't think there were dragons in that. Then Dark Explorers. Then it was the Dragon's Vault. And then shit changed again for good. I'm pretty sure this is the last, colorless dragon Pokemon. I'm just pretty sure. Excluding things like Rayquaza, which is also like a flying Pokemon in the games. But yeah, I mean, this dude, Giga Impact, not great, dual chop, coin flip attack. But I just thought I'd mention him because he's a dragon. And they also went with the sort of classic bottom stat too. No weakness, no resistance. No weakness. How it was with the dragons in the... I think it was... there was a Salamence in the EX Dragon set, and I think Dragonite in base set had no weakness. A few cards like that. Pretty cool. Then we got Druidon with rough skin, another card reprinted in Legendary Treasures. This guy, as long as he was active, if he got hurt, put 2 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon, and it had clutch too, preventing your opponent from retreating. Yep. So man, there's just an assload of cards that got reprinted in Legendary Treasures from here. What about this dude? 40 damage and 20 damage for each metal energy attached to this guy. Wow, didn't know that. It's basically the same ass attack as Aegislash EX. Crazy. But I think we covered all of the Pokemon. I don't think I forgot anything. This guy can do 50 for 2, but it's not so great. Golurk. Hammer Arm. Discard top card of your deck, of your opponent's deck. I don't think I missed anything, but you always never know. There's this Gigalith here. What do you do? Core Cannon. Yeah, it's like a sniping attack, but it's not great. I don't believe I missed anything from here. I think we covered most of the stuff, if not all. But you guys can see there's just a lot of Pokemon. Lots of Pokemon that can do stuff. Many. Lots of abilities on stage 2s. Lots of strong and interesting attacks. Good stuff. Good stuff for sure. So I guess the only thing that's left is the trainers now, and we should just wrap things up. For trainers, of course, man, this should have been the first card I talked about. Fucking N. The first print of N. Yeah, I almost forgot about that shit, to be honest. Yeah, Noble Victories, it just almost seems like it got overshadowed too quickly because of Next Destinies, and that's why people maybe don't remember a lot of shit. But yeah, freaking N is from this set. Huge. Eviolite, this would get outclassed when the Heart Charm came out, but this was good, very significant for as long as before Heart Charm came out. People would attach this to basic Pokemon and make them even more durable. It's kind of fucked up that Stage 2s couldn't use this and Stage 1s, and the big guys like Darkrai could use this, and Mewtwo was a good card to put on Terrakion, the one that with the revenge attack. Good thing to put on stuff like just any basic EX that wasn't Darkrai. That dude usually wanted Dark Claw on him. You got Super Rod. That's pretty good as well. I like the Dragon Volt version, but this one pretty good. The same, just not hollow. You got Extranceiver, extra. How do you pronounce this? Extranceiver, right? Flip a coin if head search your deck for a supporter card, put it into your hand. Random Receiver is more reliable, better. And then you got the full arts here, pretty nice. And is the hottest card to get from this set. This full art here, very very expensive. I mean, even on TCG Online, like if you want to get this card, you gotta trade billions of cards. At least that's how it was. Maybe now people prefer the X and Y box full art. I have this Virizion online, the others I don't. And you got this Meowth too. I think this is a secret rare too, or like a, was this like a box topper or something? Yeah, no. So you got this sort of a shiny, the thing it has on its head. Payday, draw card. Okay. Yeah, I never actually got a box from this set. I came close to buying and then I didn't buy it. Maybe I should have because now it's very expensive. But this is Noble Victories, guys. Pretty good set that got unfortunately overshadowed. And the TCG changed forever after this set. Even crazier with the basic EXs. And then it was the Mega Form, Mega Evolution Pokemon. And then GX Pokemon. And then V Pokemon. And pretty much just recycling the formula of EX Pokemon that came in Next Destinies. The huge HP Pokemon. And then the Stage 2s and regular Stage 1s can't really compete. But I hope you guys enjoyed this set review. I quite enjoyed it. I really just want to keep rambling on for more. But, that's the set. We covered the most important stuff. And I guess, maybe the black and white set, the first one, is also pretty good. But this is all pretty good as well. I think I would rank this higher than the original black and white set. Maybe. That one has Juniper. This one has N. I mean, that one has Emboar. This one has Electric. I don't know. It just it's hard to decide. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Say Roll Final 4, and we'll say.